To evaluate and simplify algebraic expressions. So our first ones, they literally just want us to evaluate the power, so it's like an exponential thing. I'm not going to do a ton of them because I trust that we are pretty good on those, but 2 cubed is equal to what? My iPad's going to try to do it for you. Nope. There we go. Okay. Number 8, negative 5 squared.
Negative 25.
Yep, negative 25. If it was in parentheses, so if it was like this instead, negative 5 squared, then the negative would also be being squared, and that would be positive 25. 10, negative 8 cubed. Now, I know y'all may not know what that value is of 8 cubed, but is this going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Yep. So it'll be negative, and then it's 512. Um, 14. In parentheses, negative 2 raised to the 8th. Yep, 256. All right, evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. So they're just going to give us a little expression, and then they're going to say, like, x equals blah, 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 and we're going to solve it. 18. If I can read. 6h divided by 2 plus h when h is equal to 4.
Is that plus h or t?
Plus h. I know. Well, that's why I was like trying to read, because I was like, the division symbol from a distance like looks like a plus in the book. So I was like, which one is it? All right, so we're going to plug in 4 for h. So I'm going to have 6 times 4 divided by 2 plus 4. And on this, it's just really important that we remember our order of operations. So 6 times 4 is 24 divided by 2 plus 4.
What?
What are you wedding?
I got 4.
You did 24 divided by 6, didn't you?
Yep.
That's why order of operations matters. I love those things that pop up like on Facebook or whatever, and it's like, only 2% of people get this question right. And I'm like, well, I know why, because they don't know order of operations.
Wait, 2 plus 4?
This is the last thing that we do. So you do multiplication, then division, and then you do addition. Yeah,
12
and then
plus
add
4.
4. Yeah. 22. N cubed minus 4n plus 10 when n is equal to negative 3. So plug it in. We've got negative 3 cubed. I always recommend that anytime you have a negative number, you put that in parentheses. I almost always put anything I'm plugging in parentheses, but especially if there's a negative. Minus 4 times negative 3 plus 10. Negative 3 cubed. Negative 27. And then I'm just going to say negative 4 times negative 3. Yep, so plus 12 and then plus 10. So I've got negative 27 plus 12 plus 10, and that is, yep. Simplifying the expression, so these ones are just going to have like some variables and stuff. We're just going to combine like terms and get it as simple as possible. No plugging in or anything. 26 y squared plus 2y plus 3y squared. How would I combine that?
You combine the squares together.
So I'll get 4y squared plus 2y, and that's my answer. Uh, 30, 10 times n squared plus n minus 6 times n squared minus 2.
Would you solve the parentheses first?
Yeah, so I need to distribute first. I can't, if I could combine within the parentheses, I would do that first, but those are already as simple as they can be inside. So I'm going to distribute and then we'll combine. So I've got 10n squared plus 10n minus 6n squared plus 12.
And then combine the two.
Yep, so I can combine the squared terms. So that's going to give me 4n squared plus 10n plus 12. Okay on those. All right, next thing. Kind of the same thing we were doing in the previous little chunk of problems, but instead they're going to be giving us like an x and a y value or whatever two variables they give us. And they might be slightly more complicated. So 40 in parentheses 3x squared minus y cubed. X is 4, y is 5. So I'm going to substitute in those things. So in this first parentheses, I have 3 times 4 squared minus 5 cubed. Now I'm going to do this just so that we can see it. Again, not so much that it's going to make a difference, but so that we aren't tempted to like take the negative with it. Obviously it's an odd power, it wouldn't really matter, but just so that we don't get confused, I like to, when I'm plugging something in, throw it in parentheses. So what is this first parentheses going to give me?
12.
And 12 squared is? And then minus 5 cubed. 144 minus 125.
19.
Yep.
So if there's like an exponent, like for the 3 times 4, you like simplify what's inside the parentheses first if you can.
Yeah.
Before you add the exponent.
Right. Because like if it stayed this way, this would just have been 9x squared. But since we had already plugged in a value for it, you multiply whatever's in the parentheses first and then do it. 42. X plus 2y over 4x minus y. X is negative 3, y is 4. So I'm going to plug that in first. So I've got negative 3 plus 2 times 4 over 4 times negative 3 minus, in parentheses, 4. All right, what do I get on top?
Negative 3 plus 8.
And what does that give me? 5. It was a weird looking 5. Let me redo that. And on the bottom, what do I get?
Negative
12.
Negative 16.
Yep. Negative 12 minus 4, negative 16. Now, as far as the answer, you can leave it like that, or we could say negative 5 over 16, like put the negative out front. Either way is fine. It doesn't matter when it's just one thing, top and bottom. It can just stay like that. I would just leave it here normally as I write it, but just more of a informational thing. All right, questions on those? All right, one more slightly more complicated version of the simplifying the expression. I don't know why they don't just lump it all together, but I didn't write the book. 46 p cubed plus 3q squared minus q plus 3p cubed. And why they choose p's and q's that all look the same, couldn't tell you.
combine the p's. So
Yep.
4p cubed.
Yep, 4p cubed, and then plus 3q squared minus q. One more. 50. 3 times x squared minus y plus 9 times x squared plus 2y.
3x squared minus 3y plus 9x squared plus 18y.
Yep. And then now just combine the things that are the same. So I'd get 12x squared plus 15y. All right, questions on any of that?
It's only 6 months.
Yeah, I just turned it on.
I like looked back up and I was like, something.
I know. Well, I really like this one. This was my new one, but people told me that when I'm teaching, it's too bright and distracting.
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll turn it on for right now. But I mean, it is a little bright, like in my peripheral, so I understood what they were saying. But they were like, it's really hard to look at you with that right there, and I was like, I'll slide back here. All right, problems. Let's go with 5 through 31, every other odd. And I don't know if it ends on 31. If it doesn't, just end on 29. That's fine.
5, 9.
13, yeah. And then I'm actually pretty sure it doesn't end on 31, but maybe I'll be wrong. And then let's do 39, 41, and 49.
So we don't have to do 31.
If it doesn't end, like if that's not one of the problems, which I don't think it will be, then just end on whichever one the previous, like if it ended on 29, just end on 29 is fine.